Deep inside an ancient Egyptian temple, a set of 2,000-year-old figures carved into the stone has sparked a fierce, decades-long debate. Modern electrical engineers look at these walls and see technical schematics for high-voltage light bulbs. Historians see a complex theological myth. To understand the divide, we have to look at the site itself. These reliefs are located in the subterranean crypts of the Dendera Temple complex, a massive religious center used for healing that was expanded during the Greek-ruled Ptolemaic dynasty. Unlike the open, airy courtyards above, these specific crypts were built completely underground. The architects deliberately designed them with no access to natural sunlight. That physical isolation presents an immediate practical problem. The artists who created these incredibly detailed reliefs needed to see what they were doing. The mystery of how they illuminated these pitch-black corridors creates the foundation for one of archaeology's most contested debates. This relief carving in Crypt 1 reveals several distinct elements: figures holding a massive pear-shaped container, a thick wavy serpent running through its center, a banded column supporting the base, and a long cord connecting the bottom to a separate box on the right. These are the undeniable physical features. The friction begins when modern technological interpretations collide with ancient religious tradition. To an engineer, these walls hold a functional, highly accurate schematic of an electrical circuit. This is a Crookes tube, an early electrical discharge lamp from the 19th century. Proponents of the electricity theory argue the carving matches this design. The pear shape is the glass vacuum bulb. The snake is the electrical plasma discharge passing through it, and the banded pillar acts as an insulator to keep the high voltage from grounding. Supporters of this theory point to the temple ceilings, which remain completely clean despite centuries of potential use. Had the builders relied on oil lamps or torches, smoke would have left thick carbon deposits on the limestone. The absence of soot suggests a different, soot-free light source. But an electric lamp requires a power source. To prove the ancients could generate their own voltage, researchers point to the Parthian battery found at Rabu. This diagram illustrates how the artifact works. It features an outer copper cylinder coated in tin and an inner iron rod. When filled with an alkaline electrolyte, a liquid solution like lye, chemical particles transfer between the metals. This generates an active current. Modern recreations of this exact setup have produced power, registering 1.4 volts on a meter. That is enough direct current to perform chemical electroplating. For those viewing the evidence through an engineering lens, the visual match to a vacuum tube, the lack of ceiling soot, and the chemical viability of ancient batteries suggest a lost era of ancient technology. Mainstream Egyptologists argue that projecting modern technology onto ancient art misinterprets the core of Egyptian culture. In this colorized technical image of the relief, we see the scene as it appeared to the ancient priests. This central vessel represents the primordial waters, the protective womb of the night sky at the moment of creation. The central figure is Harsomptis, a serpent god representing the creative force of the universe emerging from a lotus flower. The support structure is a jed pillar, an incredibly common symbol representing stability, and the spine of the god Osiris. As for the mystery of the missing soot, modern historians point out that the claim itself is completely inaccurate and ignores the archaeological record. We have administrative records from the Valley of the Kings detailing the daily distribution of oil and wicks to workers. The addition of salt to olive oil produces a steady, clean flame that burns without emitting heavy black smoke. Actual soot is found in abundance in other unlit pyramid chambers, and during construction, the Egyptians often used non-combustible lighting, a series of polished bronze mirrors positioned to reflect desert sunlight deep into subterranean corridors. Egyptologists conclude the Dendera carving is not a machine, but a sophisticated symbolic blueprint for the birth of the universe. We are left with two drastically different realities derived from the same carved stone. Your conclusion depends entirely on which lens you choose. If purely a mythological metaphor, why does its specific geometry, the plug, the wire, the bulb, the filament, mirror a modern electrostatic discharge tube so precisely? But if the Egyptians did possess advanced electrical lighting, Why has no physical trace of large glass bulbs, copper wiring grids, or industrial batteries ever been excavated? Or is it possible a lost scientific principle was deliberately encoded into the religious symbolism of the time, preserving the knowledge in plain sight? The Dendera relief forces us to confront our own assumptions. Whether it is an ancient machine or a divine myth, the way we interpret the past reveals just as much about our modern era as it does about the ancients.